What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another video brought to you about Caught Out Once, right? So your enemies will be at peace with you, right? So, we have a lot of enemies out here, man. We out here exposing the truth, doing what we gotta do, handling our business, right? So your enemies will be at peace with you, right? Because, when you out here doing the work, right, putting towards what you gotta do, right, they're gonna be at peace with you, right? They're gonna see you, okay, you know what? He handling his business, he do what he gotta do, taking care of stuff, right? We ain't gonna bother him, man. Let him do what he gotta do. Let him handle his business, right? Let him keep on going. Let him take care of his business, right? So your enemies will be at peace with you, right? There's only, certain enemies, right, who like to try to provoke you, try to stir up strife, try to stir up anger and all that, right? Those are the ones you just gotta watch and just, stay away from those that act like that and, conduct themselves like that, right? But your enemies will be at peace with you, right? So, we don't look for trouble, right? We don't look to cause, all those type of, havoc and all that, right? We saying to ourselves, handle our business, do what we gotta do, right? So, the thing is, we draw a lot of attention, when we out here moving, doing what we gotta do, handle our business, right? So, when we see things, we be seeing things, from all different directions, point of views, right? So this is why, you gotta have awareness out here when you're moving, handling your business, doing what you gotta do, right? So, yeah, your enemies will be at peace with you, right? So, when they see you, doing what you gotta do, right? Doing your work, right? And, they're gonna have to, leave you alone, right? Because most, individuals out here, right, like to keep on, poking people, right? People like to poke people, right? So if you keep poking a lion, you're going to get the response or the reaction that you want, right? So, you gotta have, you just gotta have, know what you're doing out here, right? And not be foolish, right? Don't make foolish decisions out here, right? And have wisdom, right? So a lot of individuals out here, right, don't move with wisdom, right? They move with foolishness, right? So you see somebody moving in folly, and say, okay, you know what? Moving in folly, moving in ignorance, we're not going to be around that, right? So yeah, your enemies will be at peace with you, right? So certain individuals, right, like to team up against, those who are walking set apart, right? Certain people like to, form these, that's what they do, right? So we just gotta, have discretion out here and know what we're getting ourselves into moving forward, right? So your enemies will be at peace with you, man. So, everybody take care. Have an awesome, wonderful, beautiful day. And shalom.